Hello, welcome back to Satisfactory Blueprints. I'm Maker Gaming, and we are still technically in episode 1. So, I had a few improvements that I needed to make happen, and then some lighting stuff happened. And, yes, we'll get into both of those things, but before we get into any of it, let me just note that there's a link to the blueprint files in the description of this video. Um, and then there's more details about the blueprints in general at my Discord if you're interested. Alright, so let's talk. Why did we need a new 32 meter sphere? Because after I posted the video, I saw this. And it's just a gap. And because I built this as a quarter sphere and then duplicated it, that's actually 4 holes. And so I just replaced those. Okay, so I'm not going to go in the details of making the sphere. You can see that in episode 1. Yeah, the way to fix something, if you find a hole, let's just say there's a hole. Where's that hole now? Okay, so it's right there. So you just want to use the regular method that you're using. You go to freeform, and then you just want to place it as near as you can into that space. It doesn't really matter the length because the length you're working off is the 0 point at the beginning of the beam. So you just do that, and it should cover it up just fine. Alright, so that's how you can replace holes if you find any. So the 32 meter sphere is fixed, and because of all the things I learned from the first video, I just decided to make a 24 meter one because I knew I'd only have to make a quarter of it and it'd go a lot faster. So yeah, the 24 meter sphere is also available now. Alright, and then the second reason I made this video was because I wanted to build everything in hemisphere. So there's going to be a 32 and a 24 meter hemispheres, and the reason I think it's better to have this kind of blueprint is if you want to build anything inside it. If you build, you can't build inside the full sphere without taking out a lot of blocks. And once you do that, they're not exact when you place them back. So, all right, so we'll go over placement and the reason for the hemispheres. Yeah, I would just put something on the ground for any of these builds, and that's just so you have better options for nudge, right? So the reason for the, let's pick a spot. Alright, the 24 is actually a better one because I have this bottom foundation which we'll use and remove. So we center that foundation on this foundation below it. Dismantle mode, you need to R from blueprint mode to default and then delete that one. And then you make anything inside the sphere that you want. And then once you're done with your work there, then you can come around and place your second one, and you're just going to use that foundation. Again, use H, then you can nudge with the arrows, but we already saw that it's the right spot there. And then you get to watch the awesome animation, and your full sphere's there. So yeah, that's why it's a hemisphere blueprint instead of a sphere. In case you want to work on the inside of it. Now, why would you want to work on the inside of it? Off the top of my head, having a constructor, spitting things out. And then also, lighting. And I had this idea, I couldn't quite get it to work like I wanted, but let's see. So let's talk about the idea I did have. I think it's a valid idea, I just couldn't get it to work right. But, so the idea here is, let's light up this thing, right? So I did with these 2 directional wall lights, and remember this is a sphere, so when we print the second one, we'll have one on this side and the one back here. And then same with these 2 lights, just had them going, 90 degrees from each other, and then the other part of the sphere will finish them off. And then, because it's 2, you'd want to delete this one and this one, and then rotate it so that you're not duplicating that one that would just go over it. And the idea here was do that, and then delete little parts of the sphere and get kind of just a cool effect of light shining through. But, let's see. I mean, it kind of works, but if you just take a single, it's just like a pinpoint, and the light's just not as directional as I wanted it to be. And using too many lights in my game is not a recipe for good graphics, so I couldn't go too far with it. Yeah, that's what starts happening when I use too many lights in one place. You get that weird pixel. Besides the point. So yeah, that didn't work. So I tried a few versions. So yeah, this kind of shows you the problem, right? We have this full directional light. It's just not as far spread as I would have liked. And this one's not even showing on the bottom, so it's not helping much. So you can get the red lights from certain angles, but then you don't get it from other angles, right? So that's a problem. Let's see if there's any other versions worth looking at. And again, because my computer's not real great with too much lighting going on, I haven't tried lumen, so these ideas might work a lot better with people that have computers that can use lumen. So with lumen in mind, I was thinking, well, what about signs, right? Because signs you get really great coverage. Okay, so I was able to just use some geometry to get a perfect perfect diamond shape in here. So these are all pretty much from any angle you're looking at from the outside now is covered with this white. So this was my best idea of the group. You get a lot of shine through, but you got to delete more blocks than I was really wanting to do. But with lumen, that could look pretty good. If anyone tries it, let me know. And then honestly, this was just me trying to make a good thumbnail. So yeah, we got a 24 meter hemisphere. We have a 32 hemisphere now with no more holes. And yeah, experiment with this lighting stuff. It's fun, especially if your computer's better than mine. Thanks for watching. All right. Okay, so my final lighting idea, I came over here to. I always see this Samor with these crazy arms coming up out of it. So yeah, I just took a sphere and I just did I mean, it's not hard to just put a bunch of signs around it, put them all glowing white, and you get a disco ball. So that looks good. You see it when you're flying around the world, and I'm gonna die. Shh. And then yeah, this is where we got our cover photo, just messing with different lights, different intensities. I've always liked this setup with the 3 lights. But yeah, spheres are dope. I mean, they're no hexagons, but they're cool. Thanks for watching.